back to a brand new video. And if you are new to the channel, you might not understand this, but if you are an OG to the channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're bringing back the predicting the offseason series. We did it last year. We did all 30 teams last year in 2017, and I thought I would do it again because it was very successful last year. So basically what the series is going to be my predictions of what each team is going to do in the offseason. So it's going to be realistic. It's not going to be crazy, not going to be anything insane. Like, I'm not going to go out there and sign Kevin Durant for the Pistons or anything like that. So it's going to be straight predictions, what I think is actually going to happen. And I thought we'd start with the Detroit Pistons today because they were just eliminated from playoff contention. Finally, they will no longer, well, I think they might have been eliminated a while ago, but they can no longer make the playoffs. So they are looking forward to the offseason now. I mean, the Pistons made the trade for Blake Griffin to try to make the offseason, and it just didn't work out. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be predicting what this team is going to do in the offseason. This is going to be a super realistic series. I'm not sure when we'll do another episode. My plan is to do like every time. I mean, the next team I'm probably going to do is the Clippers because they're probably going to be eliminated from playoff contention. And then whatever team falls out of the playoffs as well from the West, I'll do them. And then every time a team gets eliminated from the playoffs, I'll probably, I'll do that video for the team that just got eliminated. So, yeah, so it'll basically be like that. So, I hope you guys do enjoy the series today. That was a quick, I don't know if that was quick, but it was an explanation of what this series is about to be like. So, I hope you guys do enjoy it. You guys enjoyed it last year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Andre Drummond, and I hope you guys enjoy it this year. So basically, we're going to do one offseason, but it's going to be a super realistic predicting what the Pistons are going to do in the offseason. You guys loved this series last year. Like I said, I've said that many times already. It was a very successful series last year. We started it in June last year, but I kind of wanted to start it early this year, and April 7th is when we're aiming to do it. So let's go ahead and get started. What we think the Pistons are going to do this offseason. So let's go to the league meetings, reject, of course. But starting first with the draft lottery, the Pistons, like I said, traded for Blake Griffin, which led to them not having their pick. So the Clippers have their pick. So the Pistons just don't have a pick in the draft. So that doesn't help them any. But I believe if Stan Van Gundy is not relieved of his, president of operations, GM roles for the Pistons, he will be fired. So what we're going to do today, first thing we're going to do is fire Stan Van Gundy. I just don't think it's going to work. I think there's a huge possibility Stan Van Gundy is fired this season. So that is my first prediction for the Detroit Pistons. I really believe that Stan Van Gundy is on the hot seat. And then we're going to go sign Jason Kidd. I mean, this ain't really much of a prediction. I'm just going to try to sign him because he's a good coach. And he rejects, so that didn't even work. Let me just get a coach. Like, who knows what coach the Pistons would sign if they indeed fire Stan Van Gundy. So, that's just not really part of the prediction. So now, I don't even think we have a pick. Or do we? We have the 12th pick in the second round. So that doesn't really help us much. So what I think the Pistons are really going to do, I think they're going to keep their core. They're going to keep Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond together. They're going to run it again and see if it'll work out. Reggie Jackson, they're going to hope he stays healthy. And then they're going to roll with it. So Ish Smith is probably going to stay on this team as well. I could very well see them trading Stanley Johnson in the offseason because he has 1 year left in his contract and he hasn't done much. Like, he's been all right and all, but he's not been what you expect him to be, basically what I'm trying to say. And this team will have no cap space. So I think if this team wants to make some moves, I think maybe trading Stanley Johnson could be something they could look to do. I'm not sure if they would do it. Let me look at what Stanley Johnson put up this year. 8 points. Yeah, not great stats at all. Points per game, 8, 4, 8. So I mean, does that really stick out to you as a guy you want to give like a huge contract to? Not saying Stanley Johnson is gonna ask for a huge contract, but I think I'm gonna trade him. So I'm gonna trade the Stanley Johnson and our second round pick, and let's just see what we can get for Stanley Johnson. I'm not sure what's going to be available to us. We can trade up in the draft and get the 37th pick. We can get JJ Barea. We get a Jinsa. We get Troy Daniels in the 31st pick. I'm not seeing anything. I'm definitely not seeing anything. So this was the best intriguing trade to me. So for that, I'd rather just keep him. So we're going to keep Stanley Johnson. I mean, this is kind of lame because I'm not even really sure what I want to do with this team. This team is probably going to stay the same quite a bit. They're going to rely on Luke Kennard and Reggie Jackson to make a big impact next year. I could also see them potentially trading Reggie Jackson. I don't know if they would or not, but let's give over the NBA draft. They can't really do anything. So rookie signing, Tyus Battle, probably not going to come to the team. Player options, Reggie Bullock, I think they should definitely bring him back. And E'Twaun Moreland, I mean, why not? Let's go ahead and bring him back. So now we have Moreland, not E'Twaun Moore, and Reggie Bullock back on the team. So now when you look at this team, what does this team really look like? So you're going to have Reggie Jackson at the point guard, Ish Smith at the point guard as well. Langston Galloway and Luke Kennard, are they going to run? Are they going to let Luke Kennard, they're going to unleash Luke Kennard, let him start shooting guard? I think they very well should. Reggie Bullock, is he going to start at small forward? Or Stanley Johnson, Blake Griffin, John Lure, and then you have Andre Drummond. So I think I might try to, I think my big move today is we're going to trade Stanley Johnson. I just don't know for what yet. Very interesting trade the Pistons could look to explore is to get Richaun Holmes and Justin Anderson. Not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying that I think my bold prediction is, not really bold, but I think they might trade Stanley Johnson in the offseason. So that's what we're going to do. Stanley Johnson going to go to the 76ers for Richaun Holmes, Justin Anderson. If I can get a first rounder from them, that would be even better, like a 2020 second round pick or a first rounder, and I'll give you a second round pick. Let's see if they'll take it. They'll give me TLC and they'll swap. Yeah, we'll do that. So swap worse, we'll do that. We'll do swap picks. Okay, so that is fine with me. And now we have our starting, or now we have backup center and Richaun Holmes, and then Reggie Bullock is going to start at small forward, and Justin Anderson is going to back him up. Luke Kennard is going to start at shooting guard. We're going to really rely on Luke Kennard to be good this year, and Blake Griffin as well needs to step up. And other than that, guys, I don't think we can really do anything with this team. Cap holds. Should we re-sign James Ennis? No, probably not. Don't need him back. Anthony Tolliver, probably not. Jameer Nelson, no. No, and no. And now we have only $6 million in cap space. Now, on one little thing I could see the Pistons doing, and I'm not sure if they would. I could see them trading Reggie Jackson because of his health issues, and maybe they're just like, maybe they're ready to move on from Reggie Jackson. So let's see if I moved on from Reggie Jackson, what I could get for him. So let's see what's out there. Malcolm Brogdon, Chris Dunn, Austin Rivers, Chandler Parsons, John Collins, Goran Dragic. Swap Reggie Jackson for Goran Dragic straight up. I could see something like that happening. Malik Monk, Zach Randolph, Tim Hardaway, Wesley Matthews, Spencer Dinwiddie, Trey Lyles, Darren Collison, Ryan Anderson, Rudy Gay, Brandon Knight, bring him back to the Pistons, Jamal Crawford, Zach Collins, Stan Orensky. So you know what I think I might do? I think I might swap Goran Dragic for Reggie Jackson straight up. I feel like that this could be a move that the Pistons could do. I feel like this makes sense. It seems realistic to me. Like maybe the Miami Heat kind of want a younger point guard, and maybe the Pistons want to win now with Goran Dragic maybe being a little bit better than Reggie Jackson. I don't know. We're going to do something like that just to make this video a little bit more interesting. That way, you know, something happens. I'm not just making two moves and then that's it. So I can see that happening as well. And then I think that's it for the moves, guys. I don't think the Pistons are going to be making very many moves. I think they're going to rely on Luke Kennard to come in and start next year. I think Reggie Bullock, they're going to re-sign him. He had a good season with them, might as well. And then they're going to run the Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond experiment again. And I definitely feel like that's going to happen. So Stan Van Gundy probably going to get fired. They're going to probably trade Stanley Johnson. I don't see why they wouldn't. They might as well. Or they could keep him for one more season and see how he does, I guess. And then decide what they want to do from there. But with this team not having a lot of cap space, there's just not much to do. And I really think that they're going to heavily invest in Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond going forward. So maybe a trade for Goran Dragic would help them out a little bit, because Reggie Jackson just has health issues. So I can see them doing something like that. Player progression, let's see what we got going on. So Goran Dragic goes down, and then Ish Smith goes down as well, down 3. So the bench is going to be pretty terrible. All right. Now let's go to training camps, and let's see how we can, you know, make this team a little bit better. We're not going to do another season. Like I said, we're only going to do one off season. That's the series. Okay, so Luke Kennard, we're going to really rely on you coming in, buddy, and you're going to start at shooting guard. I really hope that he impresses, because I want to believe he will. So Langston Galloway is not going to start. We're going to give, they signed Royce O'Neal. I'm pretty sure that the Jazz will re-sign Royce O'Neal. I almost believe they will. So Luke Kennard's going to get some minutes. Goran Dragic, Luke Kennard, Reggie Bullock, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Rashawn Holmes, Ish Smith, Royce O'Neal, and Justin Anderson. Gosh, this bench is terrible. This is a very, very bad bench. Like, this is terrible. Okay. I guess, I don't know. I might stop the NBA trade deadline and make some moves to make the bench better, but we'll go ahead and see how this team does. Where we're at right now, we're the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, and it's kind of where I expect the Pistons to be next year if they were going to compete for a playoff spot. So I'm liking it. I think it's realistic. I think that's very well where the Pistons could be, unless if they make some crazy move in the offseason and trade for someone like we don't even know, like we don't even see coming. But Luke Kennard is getting his minutes and putting in 10 points in off the bench, or not at the starting position. But we got to make the bench a little bit better. The bench right now is lacking. I think the last 2 spots are not very good. So I'm going to try to make some moves to make the bench better. So what are we going to trade? I have no idea. I want to keep my starting how it is. And I think I like Rashawn Holmes and Ish Smith. That's fine. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to trade Justin Anderson and Royce O'Neal. And let's see if we can get a better bench player. Bobby Portis. As much as I want to go for that, I'm not sure if that's realistic. I'm going to definitely keep it realistic today. Derrick Rose. That would be interesting. Davis Bertans. Willie Hernan-Gomez and Allen Williams. That brings in a good power forward. Aaron Baines, Harry Giles, Terrence Jones, Kyle Quinn, JJ Barrett, Jeremy Grant, Willie Reed, and Salah Mejri. Gilb Swanigan, Damian Jones, Zaza Pachulia, and Jody Meeks. Believe me, I want to do this Bobby Portis trade, but I think the Bulls should keep him. So I'm not going to trade him because I think Bobby Portis is going to be on the Bulls for a while, and I believe that they should make sure that happens. But I think an interesting trade is if I grabbed Willie Hernan-Gomez and Allen Williams from the Charlotte Hornets. So we're going to do that. We're going to grab 2 big men, and then let's see if I can mess around here for a second. Rashawn Holmes, we're going to have 2 big men coming off the bench now. We definitely don't need that. So now that we have Willie Hernan-Gomez, Rashawn Holmes is doing pretty good. I mean, no reason to trade him away, right? Can either one of these guys pop threes? No, neither one of them can. So that's going to provide spacing issues. And then Allen Williams, he can't shoot threes either. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip Allen Williams and Rashawn Holmes real quick for something different. So let's see what we can get. We already have Ish Smith. So we need a shooting guard. And Pat, I think Pat actually might be a nice pickup. Joffrey Mejri, Patterson, Darius Miller, Zaza, Gary Trent Jr. I think I like this pickup in Pat Connaughton. I think we're gonna do this. So Pat Connaughton, welcome to the Detroit Pistons. Just makes the bench. Actually, I don't want to do that. Let's not do that. Let's just trade Rashawn Holmes, not Allen Williams too. So Rashawn Holmes. Let's see what we can get. Andrew Harrison. Could you just move to shooting guard? Frank Mason, Glenn Robinson, Frank Jackson, Devon Reed, Luke Babbitt, Raymond Felton. Let's go Andrew Harrison. Let's get Andrew Harrison straight up. And then now let's look at the team. Let's see what we got. So now we should have Andrew Harrison to play shooting guard, hopefully. Yes, he goes up at shooting guard. So now we should have a little nice rotation going for us. Not Andrew Harrison, Luke Kennard, and then Andrew Harrison is going to get a little bit more minutes than Ish Smith. Let's give you 16, and let's give Luke Kennard 30, and then Reggie Bullock 30, and then Hernan-Gomez could, yeah, all right. So I like that. So we're gonna roll with this. This is basically what the final rotation is gonna look like. So Goran Dragic, Luke Kennard, Reggie Bullock, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Willie Hernan-Gomez, Allen Williams, and Andrew Harrison. Just made the bench a little bit better to hopefully secure a playoff spot. Let's see if we can do that, and I'll see you guys in the playoffs. Drummond wins Defensive Player of the Year once again, so cool to see that. Michael Porter Jr. is your Rookie of the Year. So Andre Drummond on the All-NBA first team, very cool. And then do we have Blake Griffin? No, we do not. All defensive, no. And then we have Andre Drummond on the All Defensive first team. So the Pistons are the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, and this is very well where I can see the Pistons being. I think 5th seed is very fair for the Detroit Pistons next year. I think that is absolutely like maybe their ceiling. And then I think the bottom they could do is probably be a 10th seed. So I think floor is 10th seed, ceiling is 5th seed for the Pistons. I think that is very, very accurate, and I think that could very well happen next year. But we're facing the Boston Celtics. Let's see if we can put up some kind of fight. We do even it up. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? We are up 3-1, and let's see if we can. We win in 6. Okay, so we actually just beat the Celtics in the first round. So something that could, maybe the Pistons could surprise us all in the playoffs if Blake Griffin can stay healthy, that is. And now we're facing Toronto Raptors. I don't think we're gonna be able to put up much of a fight here. I don't want to give left minutes to Luke Kennard. He is our guy right now. So let's do that, and let's see if we can beat the Toronto Raptors at least once. We still don't. Are we going to get swept? We very well might. And then let's do this one more time. Let's see if we can win at least one game. Win one game. Detroit, Motor City. And we do not win one game. We are absolutely swept. Luke Kennard played 37 minutes, 18 points. Goran Dragic, 17. And yeah, it just didn't work out. So we got beat 4-0 by Toronto Raptors. But we did make the second round, which is a pretty good accomplishment for the Pistons, if you ask me. 4-0, Warriors win the championship. Let's go to the playoff stats. Goran Dragic 16, Blake Griffin 16, Andre Drummond 13, Luke Kennard 10, 10, 10. So very solid stats all around. And then the player stats, 11 points for Luke Kennard. I do like seeing that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and of course hit that subscribe button. Next team we're probably gonna do is the Clippers, I think. I'm not sure when we're gonna do it. Probably no upload tomorrow, but thank you guys so much for watching. And this is Crushables, and I'm saying peace.